This is a Pentax AF280T flash unit. It was made from 1982 until about the year 2000, designed for dedication to Pentax film cameras of the time. But it can be used with any camera, even modern DSLRs with the right settings. It has a guide number of 28 meters, so it puts them in the medium power bracket. It's enough for bounce flash in domestic situations. The head can be tilted up to 90 degrees and swiveled, and also depressed for close-up. There are clip-on adapters for wide angle and telephoto lenses, and these clip on the front. You notice that on the foot there are 3 contacts. I'll come back to those later. Looking at the back, at the top there is a slider for setting the film speed or the digital sensitivity. That doesn't actually have any connection to anything, it's just part of a calculator, which I'll come to. Further down there's a slide switch for setting the mode. There are 6 of them. Starting from the right, the first mode is a simple manual flash of full power, and there's no dedication. The 2 auxiliary contacts are dead, but the single trigger contact is live, and it will work on any camera with a hot shoe. Going to the left with this slide switch, there are 2 more manual modes marked MS. I think that means synchronized high and low. These are different from the first one in that they now bring one of these auxiliary contacts into play to give a flash ready indication in the viewfinder and possibly set the sync speed on the camera if the camera has those functions. The highest setting is the same as the simple manual mode, and the low setting has a guide number of 8 meters. In these manual modes, the slider window here displays the F numbers against distance to subject in feet and meters, and you can pick any combination of those 2 that you like for the F number to be set on the camera. Further to the left are 2 auto modes marked red and green. In these modes the power of the flash will be controlled by this photocell on the front to give what the camera needs and no more. But in these modes the camera lens aperture must be set to what is indicated by these red or green marks here. So for example, at the moment I'm in ISO 100 and in red mode. It means the camera has to be set at f4, reading in this F number window here. If I were in green mode it would have to be set at f8. On a digital camera, of course, you can change the ISO value quite easily, and in that way you can get other F numbers if you want them. In these auto modes the distances on the white scale here now become the maximum distance that will be lit adequately, but the distance could be any amount less, which is what is indicated by the way the red and green lines trail off to the left. The small T and W marks are applicable if you use those telephoto or wide angle adapters I showed earlier. I've now switched it on, and this light here comes on to show that the flash is ready. Down here there's a test button for use with the auto modes, and this is a way of firing the flash without the photo being taken and getting a confirming light here. I'll fire it now, and the green light shows that the illumination was okay. On the far left is the TTL mode through the lens. In this mode the flash output is controlled by the camera, so you can set the lens aperture on the camera to anything you like. For example, if it were in f1.4 and we're using ISO 400, you could actually take a picture up to 40 meters away, so it actually gives greater range in this mode. But there's only certain cameras which are capable of that through the lens flash mode. Mostly Pentax on this particular flash unit, obviously Pentax cameras of that time. The modern through the lens flash systems work in a different way, and this is not compatible with those. The switch at the top right here switches off the indication in the camera viewfinder, because that actually slows up the firing of the camera. Only if you want to do rapid shooting like with the motor drive, you need to switch that indication off. It takes 4 AA batteries. They can be alkaline or rechargeable. The trigger voltage is only 6 volts, so it's safe to use in modern cameras. Some old flash units of this era had quite a high trigger voltage, which would destroy the camera electronics. These things cost about £80 or £90 in 1985. You can get them on eBay today for about 20.